So how can we actually feel rich without actually being rich? I know it seems like a weird question, mostly because I think people look at it a different way and look at it maybe the wrong way. This is just, of course, my opinion, but I'm not talking about that whole idea of fake it till you make it or, think and grow rich. Not that some of that stuff is not great ideas, but I'm talking about real life, feeling like you're wealthy without actually being wealthy, feeling like you're doing okay without having to have multiple millions of dollars in the bank. And it's a question that comes up because people get caught up in the numbers, and I think the numbers are important. But what's really important is understanding how those numbers benefit you and why feeling rich can be that way, and you can feel rich without actually having millions in the bank. So this is my theory. And one of the things I strongly am for is for people to be debt free. And I can tell you, no matter how much money you have in the bank, when you don't have any debts to pay, you feel a whole lot more wealthy than you probably actually are. When you know that something comes up and you can afford to buy it if you want, when you know that you don't have to worry about your paycheck and if it doesn't come in this week because you have money in the bank, it doesn't have to be millions of dollars. Having just your paycheck in there from last week and not been spent on everything that you've consumed is better. Knowing that no matter what situation may arise, emergency or whatever, that even if you don't have necessarily cash on hand, since you don't have debt, you have access to cash if needed. Because what we found out, I think, during this market hit we had last month especially, is that cash is king. And putting all your money into one basket isn't necessarily the best way to be. Because if you did that and reacted to the market, then you saw big losses and felt like you had to do something about that. And everybody else just kind of let it ride out and see what happened. So I had that money. It stayed in there. It rebounded. And now everything's rosy again. Of course, until the next thing happens. And that's the magic of not having to worry about debts. Because no matter what happens, even if I lose in my 401k, I'm still working right now. I'm still getting paid every week. And I'm still saving every dime that I can, because I don't have a lot of consumption debt that's eating away my money. So one of the easiest ways to feel like you're rich before you actually are rich is to get out from underneath those consumer debt. Start saving some money up and then see how much better you feel. When you get an emergency fund that can handle, 4 to 6 months of your expenses, that's pretty comforting. It's very secure knowing that you are secure. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. Like or comment if you have one. Appreciate you watching. Have a good day.